Hello, folks. It's Sunday evening, May 22nd, and I've been kind of like deep in reflection about Memorial Day coming up. And it's great to have a holiday weekend and everything, but I just thought it was important to reflect on um, the true meaning of the holiday. So, it's almost, I almost feel guilty saying a holiday because we're memorializing people who fought for our country and lost their lives in the battle to protect our freedom. So it's not about hot dogs, hamburgers, and chicken on the grill, but there's things you can do lead up to it, or at least at some point during this week leading up to that, acknowledge it, do something to kind of memorialize it for the true meaning of the word. Um, I'd like to suggest a couple minor things. If you have a lot of the schools are getting out this week, if I'm not mistaken. Depends on what part of the country you're from, and I don't know if some of the schools at the end of the year have half days or whatever. But my father is buried in a veterans cemetery in Delaware, and I've also been to Arlington Cemetery. Arlington Cemetery will just like it'll shut you down. If you've never been there, it's that's not even where all our military people were born. Or let me back up. I apologize for saying that. Buried. I'm kind of when I said Arlington, I kind of got flustered in my thoughts. So uh, I didn't mean to say born. Buried is what I meant to say. That's their last resting place. But when you go there, it's just markers and markers and markers and markers and there's a tremendous ceremony down there, the tomb of the unknown soldier, and just there's so many things at the veteran cemetery where my father's buried. It's they're just I don't know my proper cemetery. They're just markers in the ground that are flat. So this is one thing I would suggest to parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, whatever. Take your kids out there, even if you get the little hand shears. I don't think they're going to let you go out there with gas powered tools, but go there. That's a good start. Go to a veteran cemetery and say, hey, this is, Sergeant Jones, let's clean up his area. You know, he deceased in 1977 or whatever. And kind of talk to the kids about that, let them understand what the holiday is about, really get involved in um, having them understand what our freedom's about and the people that sacrificed their lives for it. Now, in a veteran cemetery, let me take that back a little bit. Not everybody there is going to be deceased because of a war or a battle or whatever they call it, conflicts nowadays. Or I don't know, there's so many BS names out there nowadays. But to me, if you're in any type of conflict with the enemy where there's shots and things exchanged, to me that constitutes war. I don't give a crap if it's a couple fire, gunshots, or whatever. But let's try and educate our children um, to understand and respect the military. We're lacking a lot of that nowadays. Just have them walk around, ask them questions. What are your thoughts about this? If you get a chance, take the kids to Arlington Cemetery because it's a whole new spectrum of what life and death is about in the military. But if you can go to a local veterans cemetery this weekend, try and help clean it up, make them feel a part of the process of doing that. And I'm not sure exactly. I know most patriotic holidays. What I'm trying to say, they put the flags out, and when you see all those flags in a military cemetery, I tell you, it'll shut you down. And where my father is buried at the Veterans Cemetery, I don't know, I probably got to tell you like 20 times in this video just to get my point across, but um, during his funeral ceremony there at the Veterans Cemetery, they played taps. I also encourage you to um, try and let the children know what taps is about, what it means, what it signifies. Teach them what the colors in the flag mean. Why is there 13 rows, horizontal rows in the flag? Because of 13 colonies. Why are the different colors? Why are there 50 stars? You know, 13 colonies was originally the 13 stars, things of that nature. Teach teach our young ones more about the military. Sometimes lately, the military is getting a bad rap, but the people that are in the military that are diehards are fighting for our country and our freedom. So that's there's a lot of movies out there glorified. I shouldn't say glorified, Hollywoodized some great warriors out there that served our country, and it's great that they're getting notoriety. But I'll tell you what, there's probably a million others that were doing something similar, or just doing, even if it was the basics, and they were KIAs or whatever it is. And then I encourage you. This is something I mentioned recently to a local news station. Kind of pissed me off. It was I love the flag being represented correctly at the post office and different areas and stuff. But I don't get too bent out of shape if for some reason someone forgets to lower the flag because so many people died of corona. But there's all kinds of different reasons the flag needs to be lowered at half staff. But it'd be kind of cool. It's almost like I'm sure this is a class in the Boy Scouts or Cub Scouts, Weeblo, whatever they call them nowadays. But um, what flag should be at the highest raised point? What are the different levels? What flags represent what? But that we kind of need to almost get our country back to basics, just so we can start taking off and excel again. Uh, so uh, when I see an MIA flag and a American flag flying at the post office in Estero, Florida. I'm going to use Estero, Florida because I've seen it there. And it's tattered. It kind of tears me up. And I'm like, it's not like freshly tattered. You can tell that's been ragged for a long time. How many veterans have gone in there to mail items? How many family members, have gone in there? So I'm just saying, let's try and raise more awareness to Memorial Day, respecting our veterans, do more things to to unify our country. Let's start with the military. Let's try and unify our families through the kids to teach them more proper values. Let's start using the military as an example. And I can't think of a better example to try and unify. And let's just take them out to a veterans cemetery. If you can afford it, we're in Florida here, so going to Arlington's cemetery is not going to be easy, but maybe you can do that one day. And there's a lot to see down in D.C. I know with our country being a little bit chaos right now, sometimes Washington D.C. is not the safest place to go. But the cemetery it's very, very uh, I want to say impressive. That it's not it, it it's very memorable. It's, you know, I don't like using the word impressive, but it'll impress a memory, an embed a memory into your your memory banks forever. And it's just there's so many stories to be heard down there, and you go down there, and it's just you just it's acres and acres and acres of white crosses, and um, you know, my best friend growing up, his father was I forget his he was a high ranking official in the Navy, and he's buried down there, and just it's there's so many stories, and um, the tomb of the unknown soldier is just like something you'll never ever uh, see ever again. I mean, it's just so impressive, and those folks that are on that detail, I forget the exact amount of steps. They just go back and forth, back and forth, but they're very systematic, and it doesn't matter if it's raining, snowing, sleet, hail. I mean, they are out there. They're, there's a reason behind what they do. So I've rambled long enough. I'm just trying to encourage more folks to uh, create your own video, or you know, I probably forgot things, stuttered, misspoke a few times, but there's it's okay to get patriotic this weekend. Hang your flags, talk about, you know, but you know, if you're eating a hamburger and potato salad or whatever, you know, take time out to maybe share your thoughts about a family member that you know was lost in battle, or a friend from high school that went to serve the country, never came back, or there's many, many stories. We all have stories. So just find time and represent our country the best way you can. Memorial Day has a meaning. Let's represent it for the true meaning. Thank you.